Alright folks, gather around because we're diving into the Hunger Games, Catching Fire, the sequel that takes everything from the first movie and cranks it up to 11. We're talking more dystopia, more rebellion, and of course, more kids being forced into a death match for the entertainment of the world's most dysfunctional society. Because apparently, the only thing more fun than watching children kill each other once is watching them do it all over again. Catching Fire. What a title. I don't know about you, but I'd rather not catch fire, thank you very much. But in the world of Panem, where everything is about as pleasant as a Monday morning alarm, it makes perfect sense. You see, we pick up where we left off, with Katniss Everdeen, the girl who just wanted to survive and now has the weight of a revolution on her shoulders. Yeah, you win one messed up gladiator game, and suddenly everyone expects you to overthrow the government. So, Katniss is back in District 12, which, if you remember, is the part of Panem that looks like it was designed by someone who thought the Great Depression was a good time. The houses are falling apart, the people are starving, and the coal mines are the only thing still going strong. Because apparently, even in dystopia, Big Coal's got its claws deep. Katniss is supposed to be living the high life now that she's a victor, but instead, she's got PTSD and a government breathing down her neck. Because her little stunt with the berries in the first movie made her a symbol of rebellion. And nothing pisses off a tyrannical government more than hope. Enter President Snow, the world's most charming dictator with the moral compass of a rattlesnake. This guy's got more ice in his veins than a polar bear in a snowstorm, and he's not too happy that Katniss made him look bad. So, what does he do? He shows up at her house, sips tea like a gentleman, and calmly threatens to kill everyone she loves if she doesn't play nice. It's like a mafia don showed up to your kid's birthday party and said, "Nice cake you got there. Shame if something happened to it." Katniss, being the reluctant heroine she is, tries to go along with the program. She does the victory tour, which is basically the capital's way of parading its winners around like prize ponies while the rest of the district stew in their misery. It's like the worst PR stunt in history, where the goal is to remind everyone that they're still under the capital's thumb, no matter how much they might hate it. And surprise, it backfires. Instead of calming the masses, Katniss and Peeta. Oh yeah, Peeta's still around, still pining after Katniss like a puppy dog. Accidentally fan the flames of rebellion even more. Now, Snow's really pissed. He's got uprisings on his hands, and he knows he's gotta squash this Katniss problem fast. So, what does he do? He teams up with Plutarch Heavensby, the new head game maker, who's got that twinkle in his eye that says, "I know something you don't." Together, they cook up the 75th Hunger Games, a special edition called the Quarter Quell, where they bring back past victors to fight to the death again. Because nothing says screw you like forcing the very people who beat your rigged game to go through it all over again. Now, let's pause for a moment here. The Quarter Quell? Really? It's like someone said, "Hey, you know what would make this sadistic nightmare even better? Let's throw in some all-stars and see what happens." It's like Survivor, All-Stars, but instead of alliances and immunity idols, you've got spears, poison fog, and man-eating monkeys. Seriously, who comes up with this stuff? Oh, right, sociopaths in power. So, Katniss and Peeta get yanked back into the arena, but this time, They're not up against a bunch of scared kids. No, now they're up against stone-cold killers who've survived the games before. It's like being thrown into a cage match with a bunch of professional wrestlers, except these wrestlers are armed to the teeth and have zero qualms about stabbing you in the back. Literally. But before the games even begin, we're treated to the Capitol's pre-game show, where they dress up the tributes in ridiculous outfits and make them parade around for the entertainment of the most vapid audience in cinematic history. These Capitol folks are like a cross between Real Housewives and RuPaul's Drag Race, but with more delusion and fewer redeeming qualities. They're so detached from reality, they think Katniss's defiance is just a part of the show. It's like watching someone burn down a house and saying, "Ew, what a lovely bonfire." Once the games start, things go from bad to worse. This arena is a death trap, designed by people who clearly have way too much time on their hands. It's got tidal waves, lightning storms, and poisonous gas that makes you hallucinate your worst fears. It's like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, but run by serial killers instead of Oompa Loompas. And just when you think things can't get any crazier, Katniss and her new allies, because apparently everyone's making friends now, figure out that the whole arena is one big clock, with each section bringing a new nightmare every hour. Because who doesn't love a good time-based death threat? But here's the kicker, the whole thing is a setup. That's right, the rebellion is in full swing, and some of the tributes are in on it. They've been planning to break out of the arena and start a full-scale revolution, and Katniss is the spark that's going to light the fire. So, they blow up the force field around the arena, because why not? And Katniss gets airlifted out by the rebels, who've been hiding out in District 13, the supposedly destroyed district that's been secretly gearing up for war this whole time. And Peeta? Well, he gets captured by the Capitol, because of course he does. What's a good dystopian story without a little torture and brainwashing? The movie ends with Katniss waking up to find herself in District 13, where she's told that she's now the face of the revolution, whether she likes it or not. And there you have it, the spark that caught fire, turning into a full-blown inferno that's about to consume Panem. It's like someone took all the worst parts of human history, oppression, war, reality TV, and mashed them together into one big, flaming mess. But at least it's entertaining, right? So, that's Catching Fire for you. A movie that takes everything you thought you knew about dystopia and says, "Hold my beer." It's got everything: political intrigue, survival horror, and just the right amount of teenage romance to keep the kids interested. And in the end, it leaves you with the feeling that maybe things are about to get even worse. Because in Panem, there's always room for more crazy.